गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. We are in 7th chapter of the Amrutanubhava, verse number 246. If other than the Paramatma nothing else is, what then is the position of the manifested world? Is it an illusion or a reality? This topic is now taken up. Is the world an illusion? We have talked about it also. When we say neti neti, we talk about it as illusion. But when we take it as anvaya, that everything is inclusive, then it is a reality. Jnaneshwar Maharaj says, Pudhe farke na disate, na maage dokavi dekhate, pahata yene yayate, sfurad rupachi. There is nothing different in front as an object, nor is there anything that sees from behind as the seer. In essence, the pure consciousness alone is. In other words, the pure consciousness alone is the subject and it alone is the object. Nothing has happened, yet everything seems to be happening. Nothing has happened to water, yet we see the water as waves, tides, froth, etc., etc. Nothing has happened to the gold, because gold is always the gold, yet we see it as ornaments, necklace, this, that, everything. So when we look at the objects, then variety is available to us. When we shift our attention from objectivity to subjectivity, the subjective, the subject itself, then this will become the experience. What is that? No, it will not become an experience. There is no one to experience it, but this must be understood. That the whole, because our goal is not understanding. Our goal is to realize. Our goal is not to understand. But understanding in this manner is helpful in that merging, in that realization. If in any transaction of knowledge, two things are essential: the knower known, the seer seen, the drashta and drishya, experiencer and experienced, and so on. And what is their status? They are mutually dependent. The object cannot live, cannot exist without the subject, and the subject cannot exist without the object. So both of them are coexisting, both of them are simultaneously created, manifested out of the pure consciousness, just like the sunlight is. The moment sun is seen, at that very moment the sunlight is seen. See? Understand this about yourself. Here examples are taken like fatherhood, sonhood. The father and the son are simultaneously produced. It's not that the father came first and the son came later, or the son came first and the father came later, or husband and wifehood. The moment you put the Jaymala around or you put the ring on the finger, at that very moment, they have they become Mr. and Mrs., husband and wife. It's not that the husband was existing before and now the wife has come. No. Or wife was existing before and the husband has come. No. Then what were they before? Man and woman. Out of that man and woman, father and son have come out, mother and daughter have come out, husband and wife have come out. Where? How they have come out? Simultaneously. Where do they exist? Do they exist somewhere? You can say, no, they don't have any credibility because they are only an appearance. Or the other way to put it is that, yes, they cannot exist without the substratum. They cannot exist without the body. Body cannot exist without the mind. Mind and the whole concept of husband and wife or father and son is in the mind. And in the mind, the subject and object are appearing, and mind is nothing but consciousness. Pure consciousness with subject and object is called as mind. Mind without subject and object is called as pure consciousness. First, catch this. Relative existence cannot be in sequence. Our whole premise of the creation is, I was born, I am growing, I will die. Sequence. I was a child, then I was a teenage, then I was a youth, then I was a middle age, then I am old age, now sequence. In everything. And that is what is keeping us limited. Sequence. I have to go from point A to point B, sequence. I have to go across this road, I have to cross that road, I have to take a turn there, I have to take a turn there, then I have to go straight and I reach the destination. And along with that, time also comes. Oh, I cannot get there in 1 minute. That will be impossible. It will take me at least half an hour to get there. Sequence. Time is sequence. And once we get locked in to this sequential living by accepting, what is the main problem? By accepting that we are an individual. And how do you accept yourself an individual? I am the body. I have to do something in order to be successful, to survive, to achieve. I have to. This is the ego rant. So this premise that the world was there before I was born, and now I am in this world, and I am at the mercy of space-time objectivity, and it is all a sequence. All this, wash it away. It is not sequential like first the world was created, then to look at the world the seer is created. No, it is not like that. Oh, the child was in the womb and when he came out the world was already there. For whom? Have you ever asked this question? For whom the world was already there? For you, because you are making that statement. For that child who is going to be born, the moment he opens the eyes, that very moment the world begins for him. It is not as if the object exists first and then the subject sees it. Being an object and being a subject are inherent in pure consciousness. This is the vibhuti, if you want to take it as all-inclusiveness, anvaya, the pure, the subject and object, the possibilities of all the subjects and objects are inherent in the pure consciousness. You can take one step lower. The possibilities of subject and object are present in the mind. Mind essentially being pure consciousness. The moment that, just like that Paramatma, Brahman, becomes aware of his potentiality, the moment he becomes aware of something within himself, he is no longer he continues to be the Brahman, but now he has taken the position of Ishwar and Prakriti. And the moment Prakriti again referential, again sequence, again we have created in explanation. That is the only way we can explain. The Prakriti becomes Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. Then that Ishvara then takes a referential position of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Again sequence, then again come down, then again come. All that was initial understanding. Jnaneshwar Maharaj is not telling you your basics. He is not taking you from primary grade and slowly taking you up the ladder. No. In every verse, in every chapter of Amrutanubhava, he is taking you to yourself as you are. No deviation. No question of doing anything. No question of delay. No question of a journey to be traversed. The wave is water at any given moment. Similarly, the ornament is gold at any given moment. No amount of sadhana is going to take him to gold. You have to just accept. Same way, you are essentially the pure consciousness. Stop living a lie. Being an object and being a subject are inherent in pure consciousness. Just like sunlight is inherent in the sun, the possibility of manifestation of the ornaments are inherent within the gold. The possibility of past, present, future waves is inherent within the water. Same way, the multitude of subjects and objects, or just subject-object, is inherent within the pure consciousness. Just as heat and light are inherent in the fire, both are invoked simultaneously. You cannot have heat first and the light afterwards, or light first and the heat afterwards. The moment you open your eyes, seer and seen come about. The moment you wake up in the morning, the waker and the waking world happen simultaneously. In the same way, when the pure consciousness starts manifesting, there is as if a simultaneous division. And what is this simultaneous division? As if. This is very, very important when we are talking about creation, when we are talking about effulgence, when we are talking about potentiality. As if. And what is this as if manifestation? It is the subject and the object is the as if manifestation. Nothing has happened, but we are giving it a name. Nothing has happened to the water, but we are calling it wave and ocean. Gold is continuing to be the gold, but we are calling it as ornament. Mud continues to be the same, but we call it a pot. Whether it is a soft mud, a dust, or a hardened mud, it is still mud. Same way, what are objects? Just to put it in that context of what example I gave just now. Objects are nothing but crystallized consciousness, grossified consciousness. Oh, but consciousness, everything is consciousness. Nothing is outside of consciousness. Everything that you see, hear, touch, feel, taste, everything is in consciousness alone. Outside consciousness, nothing exists. Consciousness is the all-pervading reality, the substratum, the material in which we are imagining all this as if. And why are we imagining? Because we are not accepting we are the pure consciousness. Therefore, imagination begins. Who's the first imaginer? Brahmaji. The Sat existence supporting the Drishya Pradartha, the seen. So, how does the pure consciousness manifests simultaneously? First, because what is pure consciousness? Satchidananda. So, what is how from the Sat aspect of the pure consciousness appear the Drishya Padartha, the seen, the known. So if you are waking up, if you woke up this morning and from the Sat, the whole world came about. From the Chit, the I, the seer, the knower, the experiencer, that came about. That I know this world, this came about. Who is this knowing? What is this knowingness? That came about. The Sat and the Chit. So, in other words, Jnaneshwar Maharaj, Swamiji says, both the seer and the seen come out of me. The seer and the seen come out of me. The seen includes both seer and the seen come out of me. The seen includes the 5 objects of perception. I just told you that the whole world, whatever you see, hear, touch, feel, taste, imagine. And what are the organs of perception? The eyes, the ears, the nose, the tongue, the skin. These are the organs of perception. And the objects of perception are the sound, touch, etc. And in this way, and what are the 5 types of activities? Speaking, holding, walking, excretion, and procreation. The 5 types of karmendriya: speech, hand, legs, anus, and genitals. The 5 types of thoughts, thought currents: doubt, decision, agency, memory, and otherness. The 5 types of thinking material called antakarana: mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankar. Mind, intellect, ahankar, chitta, and mind stuff. In this way, the whole prapancha, the whole samsar, the whole world of duality have come out of the same source. When in this way the seer is the seen, there is no effort, fear, desire, or anger. Once we have accepted everything is the same, everything is expression of the one alone, then everything has automatically becomes effortless. Then automatically the idea that I have to survive, that I have to secure myself, all this goes away from your mind. Because there is no sense of otherness, because everything is included in the consciousness, then therefore, if there is no otherness, then there is no fear also. If there is no otherness, then there is no desire also. And if there is no desire, then there is no anger also. Dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu pajayate Sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bhi jayate. Wherever there is a desire, if desire is not satisfied, it leads to anger. Then what is the way out? The way out is accept both the seer and the seen, the waker and the waking world, dreamer and the dream world, deep sleeper and the absence of the two worlds is nothing but an expression of that pure consciousness that I am. Then what will be our disposition? You accept everything, you reject nothing, you retain nothing, because you are always. Acceptance, rejections will only happen if there is otherness. If there is no otherness, where is the question of accepting and rejecting? But at relative level, till we have not merged, till we have not realized, then accept. It will be healthy. Don't reject anything. Don't reject. Whatever world is throwing at you, accept. Don't reject. And more importantly, don't retain. Don't create a memory of it. Don't create a memory of it. Therefore, all the problems in the world arise from me. Is that where we are? Therefore, all the problems in the world arise from me because I am the source. I am all that there is. The father has come out of me, the brother has come out of me, the son has come out of me, the husband has come out of me, the employee has come out of me, the waker has come out of me, the dreamer has come out of me, the sleeper has come out of me. Everything has come out of me. And each one of those are with reference to some object. Waker is with reference to waking world. Dreamer is with reference to dream world. Employee is with reference to employer. Father is with reference to son. As much as I am the father, son, husband, employee, etc., waker, dreamer, sleeper, as much as I am that much I am all the other referential ones also. I am the son also, I am the wife also, I am the pure consciousness. Is inclusive of the wife also, of the son also, of the husband also, the parents also, the employer also. Is inclusive of the waking world, of the dream world, the absence, everything is nothing but pure consciousness. So the question is, then why this is happening? Because here Swamiji says, they arise only because I am alive. The nature of consciousness is eternal. But at relative level, you think, oh, I was born and one day I will die. But what is your status at this moment? You are alive. You are alive. The way out of the problem is self-evident, to kill oneself. How can Swamiji write that? To kill oneself. Yes, to kill oneself. But then oneself has to be very clear, not go and commit suicide. The suicide is of the ego. The suicide is of the Jivatma. The suicide is of the one who is identified with everything else. The suicide is of the one who is attached to everything. I'm not talking even about suicide. Kill it. Starve it. Or expand it. If you starve it, the individuality will melt away or that melting away, dissolution is called as killing only, because it will go out of existence. And the other way is expand it to such an extent that it blasts. Again, identification will be broken. So what, just like that balloon, when you keep filling the air, what happens? It blasts. Then the inside air becomes one with the total air. The space which was the balloon was occupying becomes one with the total space. Now there are no parameters. Where there are parameters, pressure can be built up. That pressure is effort. That pressure is desire. That pressure is sense of otherness. That pressure is crystallization of personality. So either you starve the individuality of all references, or you blast the individuality to expand so much, fall in love with everything, include everything, accept everything, that it blasts out of the individual identification. You cannot make it happen. It will happen by grace, but you have to keep that attitude, keep that intention in the mind. The way out of the problem is self-evident, to kill oneself. The simplest method to do that is to come out of the cocoon of our individuality, to live for others, to liquidate ourselves, to dilute one's ego by including everyone in I, the Atma, until the Jivatma becomes the Paramatma, the substratum of the killer and the killed. Nayam hanti na hanyate. It is, the Atma is neither slays nor is it slain. This came in the beginning when Lord Bhagwan was giving the highest knowledge to Arjuna. There it came. Because Arjuna's problem was, I don't want to kill all these people and go to hell. What is he telling? The Atma does not kill, nor it can be killed. Story over. Now you apply it on yourself. That neither you were born, nor you will die. Neither cells are being born, nor the cells will die. They just become unmanifest. There is no birth and death in this creation. There's only manifestation and unmanifestation. How many times we have used those words, manifestation and unmanifestation? Yet, by default, we get locked into celebrating birthdays. Happy birthday to you. You're reinforcing the crystallization of personality. You're reinforcing to live in fear. You're reinforcing that one day you will die by celebrating the birthday. See? So here the teacher says the simplest method is to come out of the cocoon of individuality. The only way to come out of the cocoon of individuality is melt, dissolve the individuality. We do that every day when we go to sleep, dissolve the individuality, therefore we are happy. Now we have to bring that about in the daily living. Be a nobody. Be a nobody. Or be everything, be everybody. No barriers. No, only the good ones I am and not the bad ones. No. Then as much as you are the saint, that much you are the sinner also. Then individuality will break. But that vision must come to accept the sinner and the saint both in the same peg. Not giving a special status to the saint and giving a lower status to the sinner. That will be height of maturity, height of wisdom. For that, the prerequisite is accept everything, reject nothing. And that is also only possible, accept everything and reject nothing, when your attention, your poise is in the pure consciousness that you are. With this understanding. Thus, this trio of seer, seen, seeing has come out of me simultaneously. And these trios are born and fade out continuously. An incessant flow of unconnected trios in which the connecting thread of energy is not involved either in their manifestation or in their absorption. But because of the high frequency of the trios, there is an appearance of continuity that creates a personality which is not eternal. Just like when you take the sparkler and move it around, it can be at any given point in that circle, imaginary circle. At a moment, it can be only at one place, it cannot be everywhere. And yet, when that sparkler is moved around again and again, you see a circle of light. Is that real? No. Exactly the same way. At any given moment, take another example before I come to this. You go around in one spot, you go round and round and round and round and stop. You stop, but the walls and the world still is going round and round. Is the world going round and round? No. They are all stationary after some time. Exactly the same way. At any given moment, one Triputi is coming and it's created, it stays, and then it dissolves. Then the next Triputi comes, stays, dissolves. And this is happening incessantly. But the speed of the Triputis is so much that an imaginary appearance of continuity. What is that imaginary appearance of continuity? That continuous circle of light. So one sparkler at one point can be at any one point in that circle at any given moment. But the frequency is so fast, the speed is so fast that an imaginary circle is seen. Similarly, that imaginary appearance of continuity is called as the jiva, is called as the ego. And this ego or this jiva, he is not eternal. In essence, maybe, but as a jiva, as a ego, it is not eternal. He is only a figment of imagination. When the temporal is considered to be eternal, meaning when the imaginary is considered to be eternal, this is an illusion. Considering the wave as reality is also an illusion. Considering the Jivatma not only as reality but as infinite is an illusion too. Jivatma cannot be reality. It is limited. It is Then, but just now you said all subjects and objects, but this fellow is not even a subject, not even an object. Subject and object appear with one thought and go away. Then who is Jivatma or the ego? It's that imaginary continuity. When the wife comes in front of you, the husband comes up. When the son comes in front of you, the father comes up. When the mother comes in front of you, the son comes up. And continuously thinking, I am that one who is in relation to all these fellows, you carry the load of them all your life. Then you are far, far, far away from realizing who you are in essence. Because the hangover is there. Jivatma is not infinite. He is temporary. Waker is not infinite. He is temporary. Dreamer is not infinite. He is temporary. Sleeper is not infinite. He is temporary. Any role you take, it is temporary. But then when we come to the class, when we come to the satsang, we say, in essence, you are the Parabrahma Paramatma. But what do you think? Oh, I am the, this whole Paramatma is everything and everyone, and I am also in that Paramatma, so I am of the nature of Paramatma. Wrong conclusion. You are taking that imaginary circle, which is called as the ego or as the individual, and that fellow is saying, I am the Paramatma. फिर लगे रहो. The Atman itself becomes the seer and the seen. Atma itself, the pure consciousness itself becomes the seer and the seen. And this is happening every moment. Then what's wrong in taking seer as seer? If seer and seen are nothing but Atma, pure consciousness, then what is wrong? Wrong is the continuity of the seer seen, which created an imaginary continuity of the seer. That is the Jivatma. And that is the fellow who identifies that I am the father also, I am the son also, I am the daughter also, I am the blah, 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 blah. Goes on. When Atma expresses as the seer and the seen, there is no identification. In the seer and the seen also there is no identification. It's a phenomena, it appeared, it expressed, and it goes away. The seer doesn't cry why the seen has gone away. Because both of them appeared together, both of them went away together. Then who cries in our life, in their life? If seer and seen both came together and both went away together, there was no question of acceptance and no question of rejection. There's no fear of dissolution also, because there was no identification. There was no identification also between the seer and the seen. They appeared together, they went away together. But in our life, husband and wife are appearing and disappearing. First they get married, then they get divorced. And for the rest of your life, the person is in depression. The father and the son came together. The employer and the employee came together. Both appear together. Both go away. Normally, nothing happens. If every night you go back to work, go from work to home, you leave the employer and the employee in the office only. But if that same employer then makes you redundant, depression. Stupidity hai. Whether expressing as the scene in front of the seer or the seer, the supporter at the back, this seer scene is an eternal game played by the Atman. And when we see it, this eternal game, then we are the witnessing consciousness. Because we are there all the time. We know the waking world. We know the dreamer, dream world. We know the seer, seen, hearer, heard, thinker, thought, taster, tasted. All these are, these this Triputi is coming and going. And that's how I know it, because I am aware of it. They cannot appear if you are not there. Not as the ego. For that, you have to slow down your system a bit. How the seer seen Leela sport goes on eternally is illustrated by a few examples in the next 4 OVs. Kallole zali ghatale sone ni sone pangurale dithice pay guntale dithi sichi. The wave entered the water, the gold covers the gold, the vision has seen the vision. Next example. Shruti मेळविली श्रुति धृति सी मेळविली धृति का तृप्ति सी तृप्ति वो गरिली. The sound heard itself, the fragrance smelled the fragrance, the contentment has become content. गुळे गुळ परवडिला मेरू सुवर्णे मढिला का ज्वाळी गुंडाळला anal jaisa. The jaggery covered the jaggery, the mountain Meru is covered by gold, or the flames have covered the fire. He bahu kaya bolize, kim nabha nabhachiye righe seze, mag kone nidize, ki zage kona. What more could be said? If the space sleeps on the bed of space, who will sleep and who will get up? Jnaneshwar Maharaj says, how many more examples need I give? If one were to say that the space wanted to sleep on the bed of space, who will sleep where? And who will get up from which bed? All these examples are non-conclusive examples. The sound itself heard itself, the sound heard itself, the fragrance smelt fragrance, the contentment has become content, the vision of the eyes is seeing the eye, the mind is thinking about the mind. Khalas. Try. In the same way, from the above examples, the principle is again propounded. Ha yene pahila aisa, kahi na pahila zaisa, ani na pahatahi apaisa, pahane chiha. The seeing of the self by the self is as good as not seeing. Why? Because when this, as an individual, as a seeker, when you shift your attention, when you shift the attention of your vision to see the I, all names and forms will vanish. Same way, when the hearing, the sound heard itself, or the ear is hearing itself, then all the sounds will vanish, they will recede. Same way, when the mind thinks about mind, all thoughts will vanish. Mind thinking about mind is, who am I actually? Don't keep asking the question. But in that process of mind searching for the mind, all other thoughts in the mind will dissolve. The seeing of the self by the self is as good as not seeing, and although he is not seeing, yet he is the witness. Then what happens? When this the vision is trying to see the vision, the mind is trying to see the mind, what will happen? All the roles, all the seer and scenes, all the knower and known, all the experience, or I should say, okay, the imaginary circle. Remember what we in the last few verses we talked about? That imaginary circle, the one who was identified with all the objects, all the references, that circle, that individual, that ego, it dissolves away. But because ego dissolves, does it mean that the world has dissolved? No, the world is still there. Does it mean I have dissolved? No, I am still there. Because pure consciousness cannot dissolve. The phenomena is still there. Just because you can't see the sun, does it mean that there is no sunlight? The sunlight is there still. In whose light are you seeing the world then, if you can't see the sun? Whether it is a cloudy day or the sun has set and gone out away down the horizon, but the daylight is still there. Exactly the same way. Everything has dissolved. The ownership is gone. But now what is happening? Experience is happening, seeing is happening, hearing is happening. Everything is going on. But there is no owner of everything that is going on. Who was that owner? The individual, the ego. But how do I know that it is still going on? There is no knower now. Yet everything is going on. But everything that is going on, all the objectivity that is there, which is this whole creation, you said it cannot happen? Yes. Now all individuality, the seer and seen are there, but the continuity that was appearing, that continuity has been broken, has dissolved, and in its place, now we fall back into our original position, which is the witnessing consciousness, and we are witnessing the waker and dream, the Tripuri appearing and Tripuri disappearing. Again a Tripuri appearing and a Tripuri disappearing. This is the Zen moment. Therefore, the seeing of the self by the self is no seeing, but he is the seer in whom there is no difference of seer and seen. So everything is appearing, seer, seen is appearing. He is unaware, he is established in himself. The Atman is neither the seer nor the non-seer. This is just a language, but that is the only way we communicate. Language gives us clarity. Because we don't know how to be silent. The Atman is neither the seer nor the non-seer. He is not a seer because his existence is not in relation to the seen. So, now, who is the seer? The witnessing consciousness. Who is the witnessing consciousness? Who is not dependent on anything that is manifesting or not manifesting. Witnessing consciousness is not dependent on anything. Because essentially, witnessing consciousness is nothing but Atma. We are just giving it another name. He is also the non-seer, because it is only because of him that seeing or not seeing is possible. So on one hand, he is the seer, and on the other hand, he is the non-seer. He is the one who is not related to anyone. At the same time, he is not, what do you call, without his presence, without the witness's presence, the game of the world will not continue. In our case, what has happened? We have forgotten being the witness and we have taken a position. We have got identified and we have taken a different position. We have become that continuous circle which was not there. And then got identified. And the witnessing consciousness, it is existing independently, non-dependent on anything, unaffected, not a slave of whatever is manifesting. Therefore, it is the seer, unattached seer, indifferent seer. A non-seer, because nothing that is there can appear without his presence, without the presence of the witnessing consciousness. Without the witness consciousness that I am, the waker and the waking world cannot appear, the dreamer and the dream world cannot appear. Think. What is your status at this moment? If you take yourself to be the listener, you have lost the plot. If you take yourself as the waker, a little bit improvement. If you take yourself as the, everything is just happening and go into a trance, then again you have lost the plot. How long will the trance last? You're still in Prakriti. If you take the position of being the witness, first position is, when we say witness, oh, I am witnessing everything. I'm not affected by anything. But your thought is still there that I'm not getting affected by anything. We are not talking about that witness who is still having a spiel in the mind that nothing affects me, I'm not affected by anyone. A witness is necessarily udasin, indifferent. Why? Because his attention is only on himself. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Atma Brahma. His attention is not on the other thoughts or any thought. If there is no thought, how can I think about myself? We didn't say you have to think about yourself. That's why this self-cancelling language is being used. That this Atma is neither the seer nor the non-seer. If he becomes the seer, individuality is crystallized. Because he is not identified with anything, therefore he is the witness, therefore he is not the seer. See, he is also the, हाँ ये कर लिया. He is a seer without being a seer. Again, see the self-cancelling language. He is the seer without being a seer. He is a husband without being a husband. Can you be that? Then you are realized. He is a father without being a father. Then you are realized. You are a waker without being a waker. You are a dreamer without being a dreamer. You are a sleeper without being asleep. Then you are a yogi. You are a man of wisdom then. See how the play of, if you understand what the word means, the seer, in the correct context, then what I just said, that he is a seer without being a seer. He is a waker without being a waker. If this disposition at this moment we can become available to within us, fantastic. For example, if one tries to see one's eyes through one's own eyes, the eyes are the seer of the eyes, but they do not see. This experiment you have to do. No amount of talking is going to explain to you. Just like no amount of talking about chocolate is going to give you the taste of chocolate. You have to eat it. Same way, if one tries to see one's eyes through one's own eyes, this example so many times Jnaneshwar Maharaj has taken before, and just now also I took. The eyes are the seer of the eyes. When you do this experiment, where with your own eyes you are trying to see your own eye. I just told you a few minutes ago that if you make that experiment, do that experiment, what has to be done? Nothing has to be done. You have to just shift your attention. While you are looking in this world, you are looking at the source of the vision. What will happen when you try that? If you try to do it physically also, because this is a physical eye, all the names and all the forms, all the colors, all the specificity, it will start dissolving. And this rule is not only about eyes. When the ears hear themselves, same thing will happen. All the sounds will dissolve themselves. When the nose smells the nose, all the smells will dissolve themselves. When the tongue tastes the tongue, then all the tastes will dissolve themselves. And when there is nothing to, when everything is dissolved, you are still there. What are you seeing? There is nothing to see because everything is dissolved. When you are just about to go to sleep, what do you see? Nothing, but you are still there. When you wake up, the mind is activated, or even before that, you are awake, but there is nothing to see. Between the two thoughts, there is nothing to see, but you are still there. Because you cannot see any thought between the two thoughts does not mean you have become non-existent, Baba. Because you have gone to sleep does not mean that you have become non-existent. If all data is gone with whom you can associate, and here it is, You are contemplating on the source itself. Where is the vision? I want to see my own eyes from where the vision is coming. I want to see that mind where all the thoughts are coming. Try this. This is the experiment we should be going on throughout our life. और हमारा क्या है? This shop gives that falafel, this shop gives that pizza, that particular restaurant, and after coming to Australia, still we are thinking about those shops in India. कहाँ पे समोसे मिलते थे, कहाँ कचौड़ी मिलती थी, कहाँ पे रसमलाई मिलती थी, गुलाब जामुन मिलते थे. Because the eyes cannot see themselves, we cannot call them blind. Nor can we say that they do not function, nor that they do not exist. So when the eyes try to see themselves, there's nothing to see, yet the eyes exist. Yet they are functional, but at the moment, the functioning is as if in limbo. Why? Because no objectivity. Why no objectivity? Because you became aware of the source. They try to look at themselves. Same thing will happen with the mind also. When the mind tries to look at the mind, all triputis will vanish. The Paramatma creates the whole world for the joy of it. So this whole triputi business, this whole manifestation and unmanifestation which is going on, which is called as creation. Creation expresses as manifestation and unmanifestation.
Alert from upgrade to Mac OS Tahoe.
This is all a vibhuti. This is all a leela. Ram leela, Krishna leela, Ganesh leela. Leela means sport. Sport means where there is no competition, no comparison, only joy. The child makes that castle on the sand beach, and when the parents say, let's go, he just jumps on that castle, destroys it and goes. And he does it with joy. He was making also with joy. Daddy, mommy, see what I made. See how it is. It's got the windows, it's got the turret, it's got the rooms, etc., etc. Very nice. And when they are ready to go, he destroys his own creation. He doesn't want to hold it on to the eternity. No, I made it. I have to keep it. This is our pathetic existence. I created the child. I have to hold it on for the rest of my life. I created the house. I spent the money. I put the efforts. I took the loan and hold it on for the rest of my life and suffer. The Paramatma creates the whole world for the joy of it. Behind every experience, good or bad, he is the one who is participating but not splintered into as sukhi or dukhi, joyful or miserable. Why? Joy, to be happy or to be sad is the ego trip. But you are not the ego, you are the witness. Witness is he who is not aware, who is indifferent to the world. And what is the world? Manifest or unmanifest. Whether it is appearing or disappearing. That is a witness. He is indifferent, uninterested only. Why? His only interest is being the consciousness. He is the one who is participating but not splintered into a sukhi or dukhi. His position is that of a seer who is not a seer, yet he is seeing. Or how much more they will confuse. So you are a seer who is not a seer, that meaning you are a witness who is witnessing, who is, no, you are a witness who is not a witness, yet is witnessing. In other words, you are a father who is not a father, yet he is a father. What do you make out of it? Too much words. If that is what is going on in your mind, good luck to you. If you can take the chill pill and accept what a realized master is giving you, what his experience is, and appreciate it, inculcate it, abide in it, work towards it, then good luck to you. Thus, there are three facets to the seer. The seer is the seer with reference to the seen. In this case, there is a clear difference between seer and the seen. This is our situation. Second stage or second case, the seer wants to see himself. So right now, the eyes are seeing the whole world, and the vision is with reference, the seer is with reference to the seen. And the seer is different to the seen. Now, the eye wants to see itself. The seer wants to see himself. Who am I? He sees himself, but he has not become the seer, because he is of the nature of seeing, in whom the seer and the seen exist simultaneously. In that, so this is the attempt. The moment this attempt is made by the vision, by the eyes to see themselves, everything collapses. And you come back to being the original. Same way, the I, who wants to know the I? Question, who am I? At that very moment, all the seen, all the referential existence vanishes. The moment the sweet comes in contact with the tongue, there is only tasting. There is no separation and distinction of the tasted and the taster existing in that point of contact. This Atma Tattva, the pure consciousness that I am, is the one wherein the seeing is without the difference of the seer and the seen. The Atma Tattva, the pure consciousness that I am, it is that principle, that is my truth, where the seer and seen are not separated, they are one and the same, because they are nothing but pure consciousness. The necklace and the ring are not separate, because they are both gold only. The father and the son are not two, they are one and the same consciousness. They are the same man. In this way, the seeing by the Atman is such that he does not see, because he himself is the seer and seen, and by being and by being the seeing, so he himself is the Triputi. That pure consciousness alone is expressing as the knower known, knowing, seer seen, seeing, experiencer experienced, experiencing. The being expresses as seeing, then gets dichomatized as seer and seen. So that being, what is that? That's pure consciousness, that's Satchidananda Swarup. And why does it get dichomatized? Means breaks up. As if the gold has as if broken into a ring and a bracelet and an ornament. Right? Yeah, it seems it has broken up, but it's still the same. The water has, that example is not as clear as the water. The water has broken up into different waves, but it is still water. The space has split into different directions, the 8 or 10 directions, but space continues to be the space. The man has split himself into various roles: father, son, husband, brother, etc. But the man continues to be the one man. Exactly the same way, this pure consciousness, as if dichomatizes, as if breaks up into the seer and the seen, the knower and the known, the waker and the waking world, dreamer and the dream world. But actually, nothing has happened. And that happening we are taking to be real and making ourselves miserable. Contemplate, read it again, or listen to it again. Not read. By reading you will not understand it. Listen to it again and dissolve. Sit quietly for a few moments. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.